Hey everyone, it's your friend Waleed Rizq. Welcome to Ruah Infinite. We're thrilled to have you here with us today. Before we dive into our English Students Hub at Ruah Infinite, let's take a moment to explore an important topic: the challenges teachers face. A call for understanding, passion, and support. Together, we'll uncover the hurdles that educators encounter and discuss how we can foster a more supportive environment for both teachers and students. Let's get started. They shape young minds, inspire dreams, and teach us stuff. It's a tough job, but so important. We need to talk about the challenges they face. Teachers deserve our support. When teachers have what they need, everyone benefits. So let's get into it. Teaching is not just a job, it's a calling that requires passion, dedication, and a genuine desire to help students succeed. Unfortunately, today's educational landscape often undermines these core values. Teachers are constantly battling mismanagement, erratic schedules, and external pressures that make it difficult to focus on what truly matters: teaching. Teachers these days are suffering from mismanagement by those leading institutions, whether they are English language centers, schools, or universities. Imagine this. You're a teacher, you finally got your classroom set up, your lesson plans prepped for your awesome group of students, and bam, schedule change. New students, new dynamics, new lesson plans to scramble for. It's like a never-ending game of musical chairs, and it's exhausting. I remember talking to a teacher once who told me about getting a new class roster just days before the semester started. Days! Issue 1. Frequent changes in class assignments. Imagine this. A passionate teacher has almost completed a course, established a strong rapport with students, and prepared for final exam. Suddenly, the teacher is reassigned to another class without notice, disrupting the learning process for everyone involved. Imagine a teacher starting to teach at a level like level 2 or B1 or any level. They have passed most of the units, nearly finished the course, and prepared for the final exams. Suddenly, teacher arrives in the morning, ready to teach his scheduled class, only to be blindsided by unexpected changes made by the scheduling staff. Without prior notice or consultation, he discovered that his class has been reassigned, and he is suddenly tasked with teaching a new group of students. This constant reshuffling leaves teachers feeling disoriented and unprepared, undermining their ability to build rapport with students and deliver effective lessons. The abruptness of these decisions adds stress to teachers' daily routines, disrupting the continuity of learning for both students and teachers alike. This can happen due to some students leaving the country or returning home, resulting in a new class assignment. Just when the teacher starts to build confidence with the new group, they are given another new class. Solution: establish a consistent class schedule. Educational institutions should create a stable schedule for teachers and students. Communication about any changes should be transparent, allowing teachers to prepare and minimize disruption to students' learning experiences. Can you imagine the stress? Trying to learn new names, understand different learning styles, and create a welcoming environment, all while the clock is ticking. It's not easy. The solution? Stability. Schools need to prioritize consistent class assignments whenever possible. Of course, there will always be unexpected situations, but minimizing unnecessary changes can make a world of difference for teachers. It allows them to build relationships with their students, track progress effectively, and create a sense of community in the classroom. Let's give teachers the gift of time and consistency. It's a simple change that can have a huge impact. Teachers are the ones in the classroom every day. Issue 2. Lack of support for teacher decisions. Isn't it frustrating for students to have new teachers every week? Each teacher has unique skills in teaching, which may not match with some students. Consequently, students complain, wanting to keep the teacher they feel comfortable with. However, management says it's okay, but fails to take any meaningful action. They only engage in discussions to reduce student anger while maintaining their own teaching approaches, showing little care for student needs. Solution: involve teachers in decision-making. Teachers should be included in discussions about class schedules and student placements. By valuing their insights, management can make more informed decisions that cater to students' learning needs. They see firsthand what works and what doesn't, but too often, their expertise is ignored when it comes to making important decisions about education. Curriculum changes, textbook choices, even classroom setup, these decisions are sometimes made without any input from the people who know best, the teachers. Think about it. Would you want someone who's never picked up a basketball to coach your championship game? Probably not. So why wouldn't we want teachers involved in decisions that directly impact their classrooms and their students' learning? The solution here is simple. Involve teachers in the decision-making process. Create opportunities for them to share their insights, their experiences, and their suggestions. When teachers feel heard and valued, they're more likely to be invested in the success of new initiatives. Plus, their first-hand knowledge can help shape policies and practices that actually work in the real world of the classroom. Let's break down the walls and create a collaborative environment where teachers' voices are heard and their expertise is respected. We all want what's best for our kids, right? But sometimes that desire can manifest as pressure on teachers. From requesting specific teachers or class placements to questioning grading decisions, parental involvement can be a double-edged sword. Now don't get me wrong, parent involvement is crucial, but there needs to be a balance. Issue 3. Pressure from parents and families. Management often hires individuals who lack the knowledge necessary to choose the right English materials or to organize a coherent schedule. They keep changing the schedule constantly, making it hard to be a teacher these days. Another issue is that management tends to cater to students' families, replacing teachers or keeping them in place based on family influence. For instance, there is a particular concern regarding Chinese families who monitor teachers closely during classes. If the teacher wears sunglasses or dresses in a way they don't approve of, complaints are directed to management. Moreover, families often insist that their children be placed in higher classes, even when the students lack basic knowledge. There's no proper testing before placing students in advanced classes, which makes it even harder for teachers to reach students who don't know survival English or basic grammar. Teachers should be the ones capable of making judgments about their students. If parents have the ability to teach their children, they should do so at home, instead of making it difficult for teachers who are genuinely striving to educate their students. Did the teacher abuse your child? No. Did the teacher fail to teach well? On the contrary, teachers possess a wealth of knowledge and are capable of delivering high-quality instruction filled with rich vocabulary and grammar, all while demonstrating appropriate behavior. So, why do families continue to nag about this or that teacher? Teachers are trying their best to elevate their students, whether in English or other subjects. When parents cross the line from being supportive to being demanding, it can create a stressful and even hostile environment for teachers. It can also undermine their authority and make it difficult to maintain fairness and consistency in the classroom. So, what's the solution? Clear communication and established boundaries. Schools need to have clear policies in place regarding parent-teacher communication, class placement procedures, and the appeals process for grades. Regular parent-teacher meetings and workshops can also help foster a sense of partnership and understanding. Solution: 1. Clear policies. Enforce transparent policies on class placements and progression based on skills, not parental requests. 2. Educate parents. Hold sessions to help parents understand the learning process, class placement, and realistic expectations. 3. Support teachers. Empower teachers to make educational decisions and provide strong backing against undue parental influence. 4. Structured feedback. Offer formal channels for constructive feedback from parents without interfering in teaching methods. 5. Set boundaries. Limit direct parental involvement in classrooms and clearly define acceptable reasons for teacher changes. Remember, we're all on the same team here. Let's work together to create a respectful and supportive environment for everyone involved. Disruptions in the classroom, a teacher's daily battle. Picture this: you're explaining the Pythagorean theorem. Suddenly, bam! A phone goes off. Side conversations, pencil sharpening. Focus, gone. It's like conducting an orchestra in a hurricane. Issue 4. Classroom disruptions. Another issue is that some students today are not polite and continue to make noise in classrooms, distracting their peers and making it challenging for them to focus on the teacher. For instance, I had a class where the majority of students were from China. I repeatedly asked them to stop talking during my lessons, except when I invited them to speak. It became increasingly difficult. These students came to study English, yet they continued to speak Chinese. If they want to talk, they can do so outside with their friends after class. I even allowed them to take their phones outside to chat. However, they didn't understand and continued to disrupt the class, forcing me to become stricter. I remember when I was a student, I was polite and respectful of my teachers. However, the new era has brought about a shift in behavior among students. Students often fail to understand that a respectful, focused classroom is crucial for success. The solution? Clear expectations and consistent enforcement. Establish classroom etiquette. Clear guidelines regarding classroom behavior should be communicated from the outset. Establish rules from day one. Be consistent in enforcing consequences. Teachers can set specific times for group discussions and encourage English communication, creating a conducive learning environment where everyone feels safe and respected. Section 6. Unequal treatment. A tale of two teachers. Now this next issue is a tough one, but we need to talk about it. Issue 5. Inequity in teacher treatment. Inequity in teacher treatment is a real problem, and it can manifest in many ways, including differences in pay, resources, and even basic respect. I've heard stories from teachers who have experienced discrimination based on their age, gender, race, or even their accent. Think about that for a second. Someone who's dedicated their life to educating our children being treated differently because of who they are, it's unacceptable. Another challenge for non-native teachers is that despite their high qualifications and teaching abilities, they are often not treated equally compared to teachers from native-speaking countries or even some European nations. English language centers often favor teachers from Western countries regardless of their qualifications. They use this preference as a marketing tool to attract students, merely focusing on the term native teachers. It's important to note that not all so-called native teachers are qualified to teach English. Many lack the necessary certifications such as Teaching English as a Second Language, TSL, or Teaching English as a Foreign Language, TFL, which are essential for teaching English effectively. Furthermore, these native teachers may not have the experience needed to engage with students from diverse cultures and backgrounds. To be clarified, I'm not talking about those who already have experience. Unfortunately, many centers take the easier route by hiring tourists from Western countries, labeling them as native teachers. This practice often overlooks those who genuinely have the experience and skills required to educate effectively. Despite high qualifications, skills, experience, and excellent communication abilities, if a teacher's passport is not from a Western country, they are often treated as second-tier teachers. This practice is not necessarily about racism, but is more about preconceived notions and marketing strategies that favor teachers from Western countries over equally qualified non-native counterparts. Many institutions view Western teachers as more marketable, often prioritizing image and perception over actual teaching ability. When mistakes are made by these favored teachers, institutions often cover them up, prioritizing their image rather than addressing the root of the problem, further disadvantaging non-native teachers who are held to higher scrutiny. They may be called upon only when extra teachers are needed, and if a tourist from the West is available, they are chosen instead. English language centers favor these Western tourists, often offering them perks like free accommodation and higher salaries compared to qualified non-native teachers. In countries like Malaysia, Indonesia, India, Thailand, Korea, Japan, and China, the preference for Western teachers continues, often leaving teachers from Arabic or African nations underestimated and undervalued. No matter how hard they work to achieve extraordinary results, these language centers often do not recognize their efforts. Many times, Western teachers may not even have the same qualifications. They might barely have graduated from high school or have attended college, but lack teaching certifications and passion. The solution: promote fair hiring practices. Educational institutions should prioritize hiring based on qualifications and teaching experience rather than nationality. A standardized assessment process for evaluating teachers' competencies can help ensure fairness in hiring. We need to ensure that all teachers are treated fairly and with respect, regardless of their background or experience. This means equal pay for equal work, equitable access to resources and professional development opportunities, and a zero-tolerance policy for any form of discrimination. Let's create a system where all teachers feel valued, supported, and empowered to do their best work. Section 7. The Quality Conundrum: Separating Fact from Fiction in Education. In the age of social media, it's easy to get caught up in the hype. Everyone's looking for the next big thing, the magic bullet that will solve all our problems. But when it comes to education, we need to be careful about prioritizing flash over substance. Issue 6. Inconsistent teaching quality. As a result, it can be frustrating for students who genuinely want to learn English. They may find themselves bouncing from one English language center to another, seeking improvement but receiving inconsistent quality due to all the challenges faced during their studies. These centers often don't care about the outcomes or how confident students feel in their speaking abilities. They prioritize social media marketing over the quality of education, showcasing numbers rather than actual teaching effectiveness. In other words, instead, They prioritize social media marketing, using platforms like Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok to exaggerate their appearances. They post videos and pictures that are manipulated to attract students, often showcasing a polished image of their programs. This magic makes their offerings look more appealing than they may actually be, which can mislead prospective students into believing they will receive a high-quality education based solely on these curated representations. I see this all the time online, people sharing articles about the latest and greatest teaching methods, often without any real evidence to back them up. Look, I'm all for innovation, but we need to be grounded in research and best practices. Not every trendy teaching tool is going to be effective, and sometimes the simplest methods are still the best. The solution? We need to focus on quality over quantity. Institutions should prioritize hiring qualified teachers and developing comprehensive training programs to ensure that all staff members deliver high-quality instruction. Ongoing professional development opportunities can further support teacher effectiveness. Teacher should have a passion. Let's invest in professional development that's based on sound pedagogy and research-backed strategies. Let's give teachers the time and resources to implement these strategies effectively, and let's be wary of quick fixes and miracle cures. Remember, education is a marathon, not a sprint. Let's focus on what really matters, helping students develop a deep and lasting understanding of the world around them. Section 8. Finding a voice. Breaking down barriers in language learning. Learning a new language can be incredibly rewarding, but it can also be incredibly intimidating. Imagine being a student in a classroom where you don't understand the language, where you struggle to communicate your thoughts and ideas. It can be isolating, frustrating, and even scary. I've heard from students who have felt afraid to speak up in class, worried about making mistakes or being judged. They stay silent, their voices unheard, and their potential untapped. This is especially true for students who come from marginalized communities or who have learning differences. Issue 7. Lack of safe communication in language learning. Many students struggle to understand native speakers because they are not taught in a way that makes them feel safe to communicate, even if they make mistakes. Teachers should encourage students to talk freely, even if it means making many mistakes, as these errors are an essential part of the learning process. Students shouldn't be afraid to make mistakes, they're part of the journey toward proficiency. Unfortunately, some teachers seem more focused on completing their visa requirements than genuinely helping students learn, creating an unwelcoming environment that hinders effective communication and growth. For instance, many students I have taught, even those in college or studying at high-ranking English language centers under native speakers, struggle to answer basic questions such as, what are the parts of speech? Can you name them and provide examples for each? How many verbs can you name? Can you mention them with a simple example for each verb? What is the difference between must and have to in English? Can you explain when to use each? What's the difference between since and for in English? Can you provide examples of each? How do I ask for directions in English? Can you give a simple dialogue? How do I order food at a restaurant in English? Can you role-play a basic ordering scenario? How do I talk about my daily routine in English? Can you describe a typical day in your life? You would be surprised at how many students, despite their advanced studies, often cannot answer these questions perfectly. This highlights a significant gap between what is taught and what students actually retain, underscoring the need for a more supportive and effective teaching approach. The solution? 1. Create a supportive classroom environment. Encourage an open dialogue where mistakes are seen as learning opportunities. Teachers should actively promote a culture of acceptance and growth. 2. Focus on communication skills. Incorporate activities that prioritize speaking and listening skills such as role plays, discussions, and interactive exercises to build confidence in real-life scenarios. 3. Professional development for teachers. Provide training to teachers on effective communication strategies and student-centered teaching methods that engage learners. 4. Regular assessments. Implement ongoing assessments that focus not only on grammar and vocabulary but also on students' ability to communicate effectively in various situations. 5. Student feedback mechanism. Establish a system for students to express their concerns about classroom dynamics and teaching methods, ensuring their voices are heard. We need to create a classroom environment where all students feel safe and supported to take risks with language, to make mistakes and learn from them. This means fostering a culture of empathy and respect, providing clear and consistent language support, and celebrating the diversity of languages and cultures represented in our classrooms. Let's empower all students to find their voice, to share their stories, and to fully participate in the learning process. Section 9. Bridging the Gap Resources for Overcoming Language Challenges. Okay, so we've talked about the importance of creating a supportive environment for language learners, but what does that actually look like in practice? What resources and strategies can teachers use to help students overcome language barriers and succeed in the classroom? First and foremost, we need to provide students with ample opportunities to practice their language skills in a low-stakes environment. This could involve incorporating more group work and collaborative activities into lessons, providing students with sentence starters and language frames to support their speaking and writing, and using visuals and realia to make content more accessible. We also need to ensure that students have access to appropriate language support services, such as ESL classes or one-on-one tutoring. These services can provide students with the individualized attention and support they need to develop their language skills and feel confident in their abilities. Remember, learning a new language takes time and effort. Let's be patient, provide the necessary support, and celebrate the progress that students make along the way. Section 10. Investing in our future. The importance of supporting teachers. So, we've covered a lot of ground today. We've talked about the challenges teachers face, from constant schedule changes to parental pressures to the need for equitable treatment and support. But here's the bottom line. Supporting teachers is not just about making their lives easier, it's about investing in our collective future. Think about it, teachers have the power to shape the minds of the next generation. They can inspire a love of learning, foster critical thinking skills, and help students develop into compassionate, engaged citizens. But they can't do it alone. They need our support. When teachers feel valued, respected, and supported, they're more likely to be effective in the classroom. They're more likely to be innovative, to take risks, and to go the extra mile for their students. And that's what makes all the difference. Section 11, a call to action building a brighter future for education. So what can we do? How can we, as a society, better support our teachers and create a more equitable and effective education system? First, we need to listen to teachers. Let's create more opportunities for them to share their experiences, their insights, and their recommendations for improvement. Let's involve them in the decision-making processes that directly impact their classrooms and their students. Second, we need to invest in our schools. This means providing adequate funding for resources, professional development, and competitive salaries. It also means addressing issues of inequity in teacher treatment and ensuring that all teachers have the support they need to succeed. Finally, we need to change the narrative around education. While teachers are facing significant challenges in today's educational landscape, there are actionable solutions that institutions can implement to enhance the learning experience for both teachers and students. By fostering an environment of support, respect, communication, and recognizing the passion that drives effective teaching, we can create a more effective and enjoyable educational experience. Passionate teachers inspire, engage, and motivate students to reach their full potential. It's crucial that institutions support and nurture this passion, as it is the heart of quality education and the key to building a positive and impactful learning environment for everyone involved. Let's celebrate the hard work and dedication of our teachers. Let's recognize the transformative power of education. And let's work together to create a future where all students have the opportunity to reach their full potential. It's time to stop taking teachers for granted. It's time to give them the support they deserve. Our future depends on it. Introducing the English Students Hub at RUA Infinite. Enough of the struggle. Welcome to the English Students Hub at RUA Infinite, a space designed to empower students and teachers alike. Here you can share your experiences, express your concerns, and ask any questions related to your English learning journey. Whether it's about lesson content, teaching strategies, or navigating the challenges you face, we are here for you. Fact, our English Students Hub at RUA Infinite, a place where you can express any doubts or questions no matter how small or significant. You are not alone. We are here to guide and support you every step of the way on your English learning journey. Our dedicated team, including Teacher Waleed, our team of experienced educators, and the RUA Infinite expert team, are ready to respond to all your inquiries as quickly as possible. Engage with other students, download helpful materials, and make the most of this exciting learning experience. With RUA Infinite, Learning English is just a click away. Don't forget to visit our main page at rowinfinite.com for updates on online English classes, books, lessons, articles, sessions, and even online shopping for your favorite colors and designs. Discover more, enhance your skills, and open new doors with Rua Infinite. Visit our shop page to explore this and more, including other courses, books, and resources. Elevate your English skills and improve your everyday communication. Whether you're starting from scratch or aiming for fluency, our tailored lessons make learning simple, effective, and fun. Seats are limited, so book your spot now at ruainfinite.com/contact for flexible timing and affordable rates that work for both of us. Visit ruainfinite.com today to start your journey. Our online courses lessons are designed to be flexible, reliable, and fast-paced, allowing you to learn at your own schedule. We invite you to scan the QR code to explore our platform further. Rua Infinite is your gateway to expert English lessons, unique products, and endless learning opportunities tailored to your needs. Start your journey with us today and experience learning in a new way. Scan now and be part of our community.
It's your friend Waleed Rizq. Welcome to Rua Infinite. We are so excited to have you here with us today.
Hey everyone, it's your friend Waleed Rizq. Welcome to Rua Infinite. We're thrilled to have you here with us today.